All right, so the Chiefs are obviously facing off against the Broncos and their struggling defense. So we know the Chiefs can't blow teams out, or they don't have the tendency to blow teams out. But if they can't blow out the Broncos tonight, do you think it's time to make an emergency trade?
No. Okay. Why does no one understand what's going on with the Chiefs except me? So a couple things. One is, I keep having to listen on the TV show about how, the Chiefs, they take teams lightly, or they get out to early leads and take their foot off the gas, which is objectively true. Last year in the Broncos game, they were up 27-0, and then all of a sudden it was close. This year in the Jets game, they were up 17-0, and then all of a sudden it was close. Here is the request I have. Can folks stop concern trolling about the Chiefs letting their foot off the gas until they actually lose one of those goddamn games? Yes, you're right. The Chiefs get up big, and then they go super conservative, and they do things where they don't look Chiefs-like, but they don't lose. And there's no margin of victory bonus in the NFL, so it's a nonsense concern. Be like, last year they lost to the Colts. Yes, they did take the Colts lightly and lose to them, but that wasn't a game they had a huge early lead on. So there's that part of it. Now, as far as make a panic trade, if there were, let's say the Bucs were as bad as people thought they were going to be. Now, the Bucs are actually good, but let's say the Bucs were in the position the Vikings are in, where they're 1-4 and things are going poorly and they're considering doing a sell-off. In that circumstance, would I potentially be interested in Mike Evans, an instant difference maker at a discount? Sure, I would listen to that. But unless you're getting a player of that caliber, this idea, bring McCole Hardman back because the Jets can't use him. No. And one of the things the Chiefs have done really, really well is last year when people thought they needed help in the secondary, instead of going out and buying a rental at the deadline of a veteran corner, they let the young guys play through it. They let the young guys get the snaps and the experience. And you know what that's led to? Arguably right now, the best pair of corners in the NFL are the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Tariq Woolen and the rookie Weatherspoon in Seattle would have something to say about it. I know there are some other teams that are in the discussion, but especially now that Diggs went down, Jalen Ramsey isn't playing right now, that you could argue L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie, two guys on rookie contracts, are the best pair of corners in football. So why do I bring that up? If you go out and trade for the Broncos for Cortland Sutton, what you're doing is stymieing the growth of Rashee Rice, stymieing the growth of Kadarius Toney. Now, what I do think the Chiefs need to do on the receiving side of things is maybe they've given Sky Moore a lot of opportunities, a lot of snaps, a lot of not really that many targets because he can't seem to get open. Would I like some of those to go more to Justin Ross or to Rashee Rice? Sure, but the solution is going to come from within. Now, on the Broncos game, here are just some facts, all right? Patrick Mahomes is 11-0 against the Broncos in his career. He's the first game ever, the only game he played as a rookie was against the Broncos, week 18. He won it and has never lost to them. That's first of all. Second of all, things that have happened more recently than the Broncos have beaten the Chiefs. The Broncos have won a Super Bowl. The entirety of Nikola Jokic's NBA career has happened since the Broncos last beat the Chiefs. We have had two different presidential elections. Barack Obama was the president the last time the Broncos beat the Chiefs. LeBron James has been to 4 NBA finals and scored 16,000 points since the Broncos beat the Chiefs. And the idea that streak is going to end today on a short week when the Broncos have the worst defense through 5 weeks in the history of the NFL is utter nonsense, and no one actually believes
This question wasn't necessarily about the Broncos. This was kind of about the Chiefs and what they have, and given what teams have been doing to the Broncos, if they can't blow them out, what does this say about them for the rest of their season?
If the Chiefs don't blow out the Broncos, it is because they are not focused on blowing out the Broncos. What I am trying to explain to the audience is the Chiefs are playing a different game than the vast majority of the league. The Chiefs are using these games right now as sophisticated televised practices, and they are not putting on tape all of what they are going to need to beat the best teams. Now, they have games remaining. Home games, international game against Miami, and then home games against Philly, Cincinnati, and Buffalo. And 2 games in the division against the Chargers, including 1 in 10 days. Those games, the Chiefs are going to need to be fully buttoned up. Those games, the Chiefs are going to need to know exactly what they have in their receiving core. But right now, especially in a game where Kelsey's coming off an injury, and I think his snap count will be down, I don't know if the Chiefs are going to light up the Broncos. I do know they're going to win. I also want to go ahead and ask the follow-up real quick, Demonte.
You said that this could be Russ's last game as a starter for the Broncos, obviously. If that's true, how much will you miss him in the AFC?
Well, listen, I mean, as long as the Broncos don't get Caleb Williams, I won't be concerned about them anytime this decade. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.